Hello everybody, welcome back to Blues Focus TV for yet another full-time match reaction video and an evening of mixed emotions, drawing 2-2 to what were 6th in the table Swansea before tonight's kickoff. They've now dropped to 8th. Was never going to be easy coming up against a team like Swansea. They've certainly started the season very well and in my opinion are one of the better teams in terms of what I've seen from them. We've played recently. Obviously, we have played the top three in the Championship, but I won't lie to you, I thought Swansea looked the best out of all of them. I think they looked pretty good tonight. I thought we matched them, don't get me wrong. I think 2-2 is a fair result, but Swansea certainly had good spells of play on the ball, and they looked like a strong team. So some fans will obviously be disappointed that we didn't take away all 3 points this evening. I myself am certainly happy for a draw. Obviously, Troy Deeney scoring in the 89th minute helped us to that very much so, and I'm over the moon for him, but we'll get onto that a bit later. But we started the game well, obviously scored fairly early on. I think we are the team with the most goals in the first 15 minutes of games in the Championship. We certainly were before this evening, and once again we score in the first 15 minutes. A nice cross from Longolo on his weaker side, on his right foot, and Hogan, completely unmarked, was able to head it into an empty net after the Swansea keeper completely missed the ball. From a Swansea point of view, I'd be fuming to letting a goal like that. The defenders were completely static. The keeper came out to punch the ball and completely missed it, and Hogan was able to head it home. I believe that puts him joint top goal scorer in the Championship. Mentioned it a few times now, but Hogan, he is doing fantastic this season. Had a really good game tonight. Looks brilliant off the ball, looks brilliant on the ball. Is scoring the goals for Blues. I'm not going to talk about him too much because I've mentioned him so much recently, but another stellar performance from him tonight. Obviously, not too long later, though, Swansea were able to equalise. It was a bit of a weird goal. They had an opportunity on the left-hand side from quite a tight angle. Came off the post, came out to Chan, I believe it is, on the edge of the box, and he was able to right foot curl it into the bottom right corner. A really tidy finish, to be honest. Some Blues fans seem a bit annoyed with Maxime Collin. Some feel he didn't get out to him quick enough. In my opinion, I don't think there's a lot more Collin could have done. I feel he got out to him in good time, just wasn't able to get a block on the shot. Sometimes you just got to hold your hands up and accept it was a good goal, and it was a good goal. So it is what it is there. But the goal before half-time is the one I'm a lot more annoyed about, to be honest. The ball was played to the right-hand side, and the player on the right seemed to have a lot of time with the ball, to be honest. Was able to get the ball into the box, and Matt Grimes was completely unmarked and able to tap it home. So first goal, I don't have too many complaints about. The second goal, I felt was very weak. Just leaving a player unmarked in the box and giving him that amount of time on the ball, it was just poor defending, to be honest. So a horrible time to concede a goal as well. 2-1 going into the break. John Eustace has probably already thought about his plans for the second half, what he's going to say, but conceding a goal, it's an uphill battle for the second half, and it completely scuppers your plans. So horrible time to concede a goal that shouldn't have been conceded, but we obviously pushed on. We came out second half, we looked decent, a bit more attacking, good spells of possession as well, created some good opportunities for ourselves, but obviously Troy Deeney was the man to do it in the 89th minute. A nice corner from Hannibal, headed on nicely by Dion Sanderson, and then Troy Deeney was able to slam it home. Over the moon for him. He deserves his goal. He's been fantastic all season. Obviously, last season, I think we were all a bit disappointed with Troy Deeney and his performances, but certainly this season, he's heavily improved how he's been performing. The two strikers, both of them have, whether they're just surrounded by better players this season and it's allowed them to propel their game, I'm not sure, but they've both improved significantly. Hogan deserves to be joint top scorer. Deeney deserved his goal tonight, so I'm buzzing for the both of them. It's always nice when your two strikers score, isn't it? Because it just shows they're doing their job. And both were brilliant tonight, and I'm buzzing for Troy Deeney. And a nicely taken goal as well. It was a good touch, and then he just had to slam it into an empty net. So defensively, I thought we were okay, held our shape fairly well. I think, like I said, the second goal was weak. The first, you've just got to hold your hands up and say it was a good goal. Midfield-wise, again, decent. You could tell we were missing Bielik tonight, just because Swansea were starting to attack our defence a little more than I would have liked, and a little more I'm sure fans and players would have liked, but you could tell he was missing, and having that presence in the centre of the park, when that's not there, you can tell something's not quite right. So a shame to miss Bielik. Potentially could have been a different game and a different scoreline if he was in the team. Not saying Bakuna didn't do a good job, he was decent tonight, but I think missing Bielik in that midfield was certainly quite apparent. And then obviously, as I've mentioned, the front two were fantastic. So that puts us into 10th into the table. A really good start to the season, as we all know. I mentioned a few podcast episodes ago, actually. I think we have 5 games left before the World Cup, and I said we won't lose a game before the World Cup now. We just won't, and we're certainly on track to not do that. We've obviously got Sunderland on Friday night, who are slipping up a little bit, to be fair. They had a good start to the season, but they're not quite continuing that good form. I think anything less than a point is disappointing. We certainly don't want to lose that game, especially it being at home. Ideally, we're looking for all 3 points on Friday night, so fingers crossed we can do that and cement ourselves a good top 10 position before the World Cup. If we can be top 10 going into this World Cup break, just be unbelievable, wouldn't it? And then we've got 2 games after the World Cup. Blackpool is one of them, and I can't quite remember the other, but 2 games before the new year. So if we can win on Friday night and then do a good job in our 2 games before 2023, that would be fantastic. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the game tonight and hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Keep right on.